Hi, this is Munson with Munson Music, and we're going to talk about how you could strum through a song called Imagine by John Lennon. And we end up capoing this on 4th fret, but we're going to start out on a G major chord. When we play G major, first finger goes to the A string on the 2nd fret, second finger on the low E string on the 3rd fret, and third finger on the high E string on the 3rd fret. And if you strum all those together, that sounds a G major chord, and it sounds really, really happy. Now you may also want to think about using the 3rd finger on the B string 3rd fret and the pinky on the high E string 3rd fret. That's another way you could play your G major chord through this song. And then from the G on our verses, we're going to be going to a C major chord. When we play C major, first finger goes to the B string on the 1st fret, second finger on the D string 2nd fret, and the third finger on the A string on the 3rd fret. And if you strum the A string to the high E string, that sounds a C major chord, and it sounds really, really happy. Now another C you may want to think about through this song though is something called C major 9, where you can do your first finger on the D string 2nd, second finger on the A string 3rd, third finger on the B string 3rd, and the pinky on the high E string 3rd. And if you strum the A string to the high E string, that sounds a C major 9 chord, and it sounds really, really happy. So through our intro we got kind of G, da, 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 C, G, C. Some really cool little piano licks that we could steal through that part. If you're a little bit more adventurous, you can kind of do this hybrid picking where you take your pick for kind of your bass on the low E string, or at least for the G chord, and then you could kind of do middle finger and ring finger on the G and the B string. And if you kind of start out with that other G chord, you could kind of do the G and the B together, and then play the bass on the low E string. And then we could kind of adjust the shape to play the 2nd fret on the high E string with the 3rd fret on the B string. And you may have to adjust some other things to get the low E string 3rd after that. So you could kind of play around with kind of that G lick idea. And then from there we could kind of go to the C major chord and kind of do the E and the B string together, and then use the A string for kind of your bass. And then there's this little lick that kind of comes out where you could go open E, 1st fret on the high E, and then 2nd on the high E string. So you kind of be doing the G lick, 2 and 3, 3, and then 1 and 0, 3, 1, 0, 3, 1, 0, 3, 0, 1, 2. So you may want to kind of think about using that. I don't know, just think that'd be kind of a cool way to kind of intro the tune. And people go, oh my gosh, it's Imagine, I love this song. And it will basically be working that G and C, but a lot of times with a song like this, to make it more interesting, I like adding something called a strum pattern. And one of my favorite strum patterns for a 4/4 like this is down, down, up, up, down, up. You're welcome to adjust this however you want to. But if we tried that on the G, we'd have down, down, up, down, G, down, down, up, down, up, G, down, down, up, down, up. So we try that through our verse progression. We'd have G, down, up, down, up, C, down, down, up, down, up, G, down, down, up, down, up, C, down. Pre-chorus part, and we start out on a C major, but then we go to a G major chord, which you'll kind of hear where the A string on the 2nd fret is kind of coming out on that chord, and that's called G/B. It's a G major chord, but it's got a B note on the A string 2nd fret and the bass. And then we go to an A minor chord. When we play A minor, first finger goes to the B string on the 1st fret, second finger on the D string 2nd fret, and the third finger goes to the G string on the 2nd fret. And if you strum all those together, that sounds an A minor chord, and it sounds really sad. And then from the A minor, we're going to be going back to the G major. And then we go to a D major chord. When we play D major, first finger goes to the G string on the 2nd fret, second finger on the high E on the 2nd fret, third finger on the B string on the 3rd fret. And if you strum the D string to the high E string, that sounds a D major, and it sounds really, really happy. And we kind of do a whole D with our strum pattern, and we have kind of a big push on the D at the end. So the weird part is a lot of our chords through the pre-chorus don't last as long. So you may want to work that as just kind of a down, down up on the C, down, down up on the G/B, down, down up on the A minor, down, down up on the G, and then save the whole strum pattern for that last D, or kind of that big D push. And then we'll basically be repeating those parts until we get to our chorus part. And on our chorus, we start on C, but then we go to D, but then we go to a G major, and then we go to a B7 chord. We play B7. First finger goes to the D on the 2nd fret, second finger on the A string, 2nd fret, third finger on the G string, 2nd fret, and the pinky on the high E on the 2nd fret. And if you strum the A string and the high E string, that sounds a B7 chord. That sounds really nasty. So on our chorus, where we're kind of halving each of those chords, so we have C with a down, down up D with a down, down up G down, down up B7 down, down up C down, down up D down, down up G down, down up B7, down up C, down up D, down up G down, down up B7 down, down up C, down up D, down up, and then we got kind of a whole G at the very end. And you kind of heard this little bass run kind of come out of that last G where you got 3rd on the low E, and then open D, 2nd on the D, and then 4th fret on the D string to kind of lead us back. So you might want to kind of make that a kind of a big push at the end. Now the weird part is to play along with the recording, instead of starting on a G major chord, it sounds more like a B major chord on a slightly out of tune piano major chord. So to play along with the recording, what you want to do is take a capo, and if you put the capo on 4th fret, then now your G major is really a B major chord, your C is really an E major chord, and your D major is really an F sharp major chord, and your A minor is really a C sharp minor chord, and the B7 is really a D sharp 7. But taken from the very beginning, you might want to kind of think about kind of using those intro licks that we were talking about to kind of open up the tune, and that could be kind of a cool way to kind of work that through that intro part. So you may want to kind of think about using those through the intro, or you could strum through that, and then you'd have G with a down, down, up, down, up, C, down, down, up, down, G, down, down, up, down, C, down, down, up, down, G, down, down, up, down, C, down, down, up, down, G, down, down, up, down, C, down, down, up, down. And then from there, then we'll be going into our pre-chorus part. So now we're C, down, up, G slash B, down, up, A minor, down, up, G, down, up, D, down, 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 up, big D. And then from there, then we go into our next verse. Now something else I think about adding to the song though is bass notes. And a lot of times on that first down of the down, down, up, or the bass, or the down, down, up, when we're halving the chords, you can throw in a bass note for the chord. So on the G, you'd have the low E for your bass, down, up, down. Up on the C, you'd have the A string for the bass. On the A minor, you'd have the A string for the bass. On the D, you'd have the D string for the bass. On the B7, you'd have the A string for the bass. And on the G slash B, you may want to work the A string for the bass on that to kind of bring out that B note on the A string. So we tried our next verse with a bass down, up, down, up. We'd have G with low E bass, down, up, down, up, C with an A bass, down, up, down, G with low E bass, down, down, C with an A bass, down, down, G with low E bass, down, down, C with an A bass, down, down, G with low E bass, down, down, C with an A bass, down, down. And if we try our pre-chorus that way, you'd have C with an A bass, down, G slash B with an A bass, down, A minor with an A bass, down, G with low E bass, down, D with an E bass, down, down, and a big D. And then from there, then we'll be going into our chorus part. And you could do that with just the down, down, up on each chord and have C, down, up, D, down, down, up, G, down, down, up, B7, down, down, C, down, D, down, down, G, down, down, B7, down, down, up. Or you could add basses to that and have C with an A bass, down, D with a D bass, down, G with a low E bass, down, B7 with an A bass, down, C with an A bass, down, D with a D bass, down, and at the very end we kind of got that long G. Or you could even make that kind of that bass run, kind of using those basses on that G chord. And then from there, then we'd be going back into our next verse. Now another strum pattern I would think about using through the song though is something called the 16th note strum pattern. And what I mean by that is if you're tapping your foot at the beat, right now we're kind of dividing that into 2 parts with our down, down, up, down, up. 1, 2, 1, 2. That's called an 8th note. What a 16th note is where you divide that foot tap into 4 parts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And one of my favorite 16th note strum patterns to work with is long down, 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 up, down, down, up, down, up. And what I mean by that is if you take the G and do it down for 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's what you're doing on the first beat. Then on the second beat, you're doing a down on 1, down on 3, up on 4. So you're going 1, 2, 3, 4, down, down, up, down, down, up, down, on 2, down on 3. So you're going 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 up, down, 1 up, down, 1 up, down. And then on the last beat, you're going down, up, right along with the 1, 2, 3, 4. Down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. So all together, you got down, 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 up, down, down, up, down, up, down, 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 up, down, down, up, down. And if you're digging on the basses, you can even try adding in basses on that pattern. You got bass, down, down, up, down, down, up, down, up. So we try our next verse with our 16th bass pattern. We'd add your low E bass, down, down, up, down, down, up, down, C with an A bass, down, down, up, down, down, up, down, C with an A bass, down, down, up, down, down, up, down, C with an A bass, down, down, up, down, down, up, down, C with an A bass, down, down, up, down, down, up, down, C with an A bass, down, down, up, down, down, up, down, C with an A bass, down, down, up, down, down, up, down, C with an A bass, down, down, up, down, down, up, down. And then from there, we'd be going into our pre-chorus part. And you can kind of keep that same feel by doing kind of a bass down, down, up through our C and our G/B and our A minor and our G. And then you can kind of do the D with the whole pattern at the end and kind of work your big D down for the down. So all the way through, you'd have C with an A bass, down, down, G/B with an A bass, down, down, A with an A bass, down, down, G with an A bass, down, down, B with an A bass, down, down, up, down, down, up, down, big D. And then we tried to keep that feel for our last chorus. We'd have C with an A bass, down, down, B with an A bass, down, down, G with an A bass, down, down, B with an A bass, down, down, C with an A bass, down, down, B with an A bass, down, down, G with an A bass, down, down, C with an A bass, down, down, C with an A bass, down, down, B with an A bass, down, down, G with an A bass, down, down, C with an A bass, down, down, C with an A bass, down, down, B with an A bass, down, down, up. And then we kind of have our big G at the very, very end. But that's the basics of how you could strum through Imagine by John Lennon. So good luck!